It's not going to get any easier for the Germans either, because up next they're playing Portugal. I mentioned they beat Hungary in that first group game 3-0, left it late. Looking ahead to this one, I think Germany have massive problems. For me, at times, it looked like they had absolutely no game plan under their manager, Joachim Löw, of course, who'll be leaving after this tournament. It just looked like a bunch of good players knocking the ball around, trying to see what happened. I don't know how you saw it, Mark, but I was really disappointed by the Germans.
Yeah, they seem to, well, they have lost the way, we know that. I mean, look at the results in recent times, the 6-0 defeat against Spain recently, they have lost the way, but you still look at the array of talent they've got and they should do much better. Now, Mats Hummels has been a great defender, but he has no pace. And I think Mbappe showed that devastating last night. I think Ronaldo is slowing down, but he's still got the pace to, tear Hummels apart at the weekend. So I do think that Germany have problems, but there's obviously this old cliche, never write the Germans off, but we're getting to the point now where this team is clearly a team in transition. They're a team that has got a lot of older players, that the younger players haven't come through yet. And I do think that Portugal, they could basically put Germany out at the weekend. They really could. I mean, obviously third place might go through. Winning against Hungary in the final game could take the Germans through. But I think that Portugal were there. Their attacking talent against Hungary, it kind of had fits and starts really. I think even Ronaldo was disappointing at times. But, Ronaldo, Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes, they've got João Felix on the bench. They've got all these great players that can pick holes in the German defence, especially a slow defence. So I do think that France and Portugal will go through from this group. And then obviously that has implications for England, who would play the runners-up of this group if England top the group. So I think I'd rather take Portugal if I was Gareth Southgate right now, but not much in terms of, not much between France and Portugal, has to be said.
It's funny that I look at it a little bit differently. I'll be honest. I thought Germany, they are playing the best team in the tournament, and I thought that first goal was crucial in that game. The fact that France got it and then were quite comfortable, despite the array of talent they've got, to sit back. Their defensive shape was so good. And Germany, they had the ball a lot. I agree with you, Hugh. I think the front three, there's this idea that they're going to be really fluid. I think the reason they're going to be really fluid is because they don't want to play Volland. They want to play Müller, Havertz, and Gnabry. Gnabry's been playing as a central striker for a lot of, for the qualifiers. And they're playing fluid because they haven't got that proper striker, that proper out and out, that Benzema, that Kane, that Lewandowski. They don't have that kind of player. So that is a bit of a problem for them. I feel like both Portugal and Germany at times feel a touch imbalanced. Watching the Hungary game, when I look at Hungary, like they were sort of defending for their lives and nearly got a goal, actually. It was called offside. But Portugal, for me, the problem for both Portugal and Germany is the wide areas. For Germany, you've got Kimmich, who I like, of course. He's a wonderful right back. But him and Goossens, it's not that out-and-out pace that are going to go and beat teams. For Portugal, I thought, Mark, maybe come back to you quickly. I thought Bruno Fernandes, he's struggling a little bit there because he's got Bernardo Silva to the right of him, who wants to kind of come back in and recycle. And he's kind of getting in Fernandez's space. And if you're trying to get the ball to Ronaldo, I think you want to get in some great crosses for him from wide and to the byline. You don't really get that with Bernardo Silva. So for a lot of the time, it was kind of in front of this Hungary defence. And they figured it out at the end. But I wasn't that impressed with Portugal or Bruno Fernandes, to be honest.
I've got a confession to make then, and this will haunt me for a long time. But at 85 minutes, I was about to write a piece saying, should Portugal drop Ronaldo? And the point was that, in the sense that, is he now becoming more of a problem? Because is he kind of suffocating the creative talents of Bruno Fernandes?
It's all about him, yeah.
It is all about Ronaldo. And then he goes and scores 2 goals.
yeah, which is why it's all about Ronaldo, right?
Exactly. So this is the thing with Ronaldo. I mean, listen, I remember seeing Ronaldo at United when he was, before his peak, he was still brilliant. And I love Ronaldo. He's a great player. He's an example to all players, the way he keeps himself fit, his dedication, his drive. In the last seconds of the game, he's still trying to score. So you can never, ever take any credit from Ronaldo. But the point I'm trying to make about Ronaldo is that he's never scored against France. He's never scored against Germany, never scored against England, never scored against Italy. He's only scored against 2 World Cup winners in his international career. So is he the so-called flat-track bullet, or can he actually step up now and do it against France and Germany, or will Portugal have to find a different way? And for me, that's the challenge, because if Ronaldo doesn't offer you goals against France and Germany and the bigger teams, what does he offer you? Because as great as a goal scorer he is, when he's not got the ball, he doesn't do any tracking back anymore. He doesn't do any work off the ball. So this is the question. It's a dilemma.
No, I think he's playing now as a traditional number 9, and I actually loved to see. Look, it may not click at times, but what I really enjoyed seeing is Diogo Jota. He took a shot on when he could have played Ronaldo in a few times. He had the confidence in himself. Bernardo Silva looking for other players. Bruno Fernandes. I think there is, particularly in that front four, the feeling that it's not all about him. Yes, if the ball drops from the penalty spot to the goal, he's going to be the man in that area to try and finish things off. But they weren't just looking for him. In years gone by with Portugal, it has been a case of get the ball to Cristiano and we are going to win this match. And I think there's an element of that dissipating slightly. But I actually think over the long term, that will help them because they have some absolutely brilliant players in other positions who can hurt teams as well. So, yeah, I don't think it's the old Ronaldo. I don't think everything's going to gravitate towards him. I still think he's going to have a huge say in this competition. And, of course, he's now broken the record for the highest goal scorer in the European Championship ever. So why take it away from him after a day like that? But what I would say very quickly on the Germans going into this game is you spoke about a low block earlier on with France, James. They need to do that as well. I think one of the good things for Portugal will be that Hungary played in a similar system to Germany, but I think they need to change their approach slightly. I'd like to see them defend from deeper so they're not exposed in behind because they were quite high up the pitch, the German defence. Imagine that against Kylian Mbappe, really played into their hands. And if it wasn't for a couple of offside calls, very tight ones, then they might have lost that game 3-0. So they need to just defend a little bit deeper. And the other thing is, if you're going to play Muller as a sort of false nine up there, then I think get some speed around them, try and challenge that Portuguese defence in behind. Pepe, we know, is getting on slightly, but I think there is something there behind the Portuguese defence because they'll be defending maybe higher up the pitch this time around. So I think Serge Gnabry, with his speed, he might stay in the team, but there's also Timo Werner there. Who knows, Leroy Sané, who came off the bench. 3 quick players, at least 2 of those have to start and allow Thomas Muller to drop a little bit deeper, play as a more natural number 10, which I think he would prefer as well. So, yeah, I would definitely think Germany have a chance if they make a couple of big tweaks.
Yeah, I think the truth is that I don't think we truly know how good both of these teams are. You know, and in this game, I think we will truly understand now because, you know, it's not playing France and it's not playing Hungary. You're going to kind of meet in the middle and really find out who the best of the rest maybe are sort of out of these two. Let's get some predictions then. Mark, like you said, Germany could be kind of on the brink of going out if they lose this one. Do you think they will?
I think they'll get a draw. I do think Germany got it in. I don't think Portugal are as formidable as France, clearly not. And I think that Germany they'll rise to the occasion. I think they'll get a draw. And it wouldn't surprise me if they won, but I don't think Germany lose this game. So I'll say a draw.
Hugh?
I tend to agree. I think it's going to be one of the most entertaining games of the competition. It's going to be 2-2 for me. Looking forward to it.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that as well. I naturally kind of felt it might be a draw, but let's make it a little bit different. I'm going to go with a Portugal win. Yeah, I think, you know, maybe it being a penalty, Ronaldo stepping up again. Maybe I might even go with a 2-0, actually. I'm slightly concerned about Germany because they need something from this game. That first goal is going to be absolutely crucial.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.